Alright, I wanted to show you a toilet paper hack that I've used to decrease the nose leakage on my face masks. The short answer is that I take a square of toilet paper. It's 2-ply toilet paper, kind of soft. I fold it in half twice, so it ends up in quarter of the size of a square of toilet paper. And rather than facing it, I'm going to roll it up, but rather than rolling it up like a rectangle square, I'm going to roll it up like a diamond. So I put a point facing me. I'll start at the point rolling. And when I finish rolling, I'll be at the point. And the advantage of that is that it's a lot thicker at the center than at the edges. And that's really what you end up needing. And in fact, I also use some tape. I cut my tape like a triangle. So when I finish taping that, I use my triangle tape just so that I don't have a seam on the tape, so that there's not a rapid change in diameter in it. Maybe if I squish it out a little bit, you can see it's thinner, a lot thinner on the edges than it is in the center. And so I get 2 of those, and I'll place them inside of a mask. The place that I would aim to place them is so that the thickest part is right where my nose would reach my face. And here I have a pre-bent mask, and that's kind of this pocket right there is where I want the thickest part to go. So I'll tape one in there, one in there, and when I'm all done, it'll look something like this. This is a Bluna face fit where I've taped in one piece on each side, just like I showed. And here you can see what the tape looks like from the front. You don't really see these pieces of tape on the side because they kind of hide, but this piece on the nose, you're going to see that, but that's just life. I could have used double sticky tape, but I didn't want to mess around with that. So another thing that I've done with this that you may have noticed is when you compare it to a normal mask, I also did the sides of the mask, sealed up the sides with toilet paper. And so the normal Bluna has a little strip right along here, which is a perfect place to lay toilet paper that is half the width of a piece of toilet paper. So that half the width of a toilet paper lines up right along this ledge here. And then when you fold out the ledge, it's gonna actually, here you can see the toilet paper. When I fold out the ledge goes right onto the toilet paper, and it's a good seal. And so I have some more to say about this Bluna face fit, which basically these loops that you use for adjusting. So normally the way you're supposed to use it is you're supposed to grab the loop from the center and pull it out, and that's how you adjust it. But I didn't like that because when you do that, it actually pulls back in over time and it loosens, so I didn't like having to adjust that. I wanted to adjust it once. So the next thing I tried was tying a loop in the end of the ear loop rather than pulling it out here, and that had an undesirable effect. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it distorted the mask. Yeah, like this little bump right here and this little bump right here. So when you're pulling on the mask, with the way I've tightened it, pulling outside here tends to pull everything together and it distorts this. So I kind of created this problem by tying the knot. And the way to get around that is, rather than to let it loose, I pull out that loop and I fold it around in here, tape it down here, and then having that loop running through there does create a little bit of a rough surface which would leak, but then once you put the toilet paper back over it, it doesn't leak. So, you know, whether or not you need toilet paper on the sides is up to you. You know, other people may find it useful. I think that, well, I'll say one other thing is that I tried first using these things from eBay or Amazon, pre-made, and I found 3 or 4 problems with those. One of them is that when you bend them around your nose, they want to bend back. And so that's going to pull the mask out. Another thing is at the end they have this ledge, which means there's going to be a gap right there, so that they that allows air to flow. Another thing is that they're actually, you know, compared to where my nose is, where I want them, that this bump ends up too close to the center compared to where I want them. So that doesn't work. So I actually tried cutting them right in the center into two and then putting them where I wanted. And you still got these ledges to deal with. And so I even trimmed up the ledges and it still didn't work. And really what it is this is just a little stiffer. And so, you know, the mask has to work a little bit to bend that, and it's just easier for the mask to conform to the soft toilet paper than it is this spongy stuff. And the last thing I'll say is, so of course you do a fit check when you put this on. What I do is put it on and I give 2 quick puffs of air, and then, you know, check to see if I can feel it in my eyes or hear it in my ears. And if it doesn't work, I'll put my finger over it to try it again, to compare with and without pushing it to my face. But so when you first put this toilet paper in, it may not actually work for the first. What I found is I need to bend it 2 or 3 times and wait 3 or 4 minutes. It seems like it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of bending before it seals well. I guess it just takes a little bit of time for the toilet paper to conform. And then if you've worn it and you put it down for a couple days and put it back again, and you do that quick check, it may be leaking again, and you just have to bend it again and let it sit for a couple minutes. And after all that, other than that, I've worn these for 4 days, 10 hours each. Works like a charm. It is a real good seal. I'm really happy with it. So.